Our friends running the type 5 pattern have a gift for clarifying, a gift for clarity. They love the essentials in life and the elegance of simplicity. And so much about wisdom is about something pithy, something simple. And so fives love to investigate reality, love to get down into the essential features, the essential components, down to the truth of the matter. And fives love the elegance of truth. And as a result, fives can bring about really wonderful, marvelous revelations, discoveries about the truth of our existence, information that can really uplift other people, and they can organize that information into neat categories and classifications. And it's often said that Gautama the Buddha was a type 5, ran the type 5 personality structure, and this seems to make sense with what I know about the type 5. Now, of course, this same issue is what gets the fives into trouble, because the fives are so set about purifying their quest, purifying their investigation, purifying their concentration, that the fives are emptying themselves out of anything that would distract this concentration. This is what gets to the heart of renunciation. Fives are attempting to renounce anything that would get in the way of seeing that wisdom. And of course, renunciation can be a good and beautiful thing, a very skillful thing for generating wisdom, generating insight, or moving into wisdom and insight. And yet the problem is that when this overfunctions, fives are in effect emptying themselves out of their own support. Because what fives do is they believe that even feelings are kind of like dust under their microscope. Feelings are intrusions and distractions for objectively seeing the truth of things. Their body wisdom is an intrusion, a distraction. And so are other people, relationships. The very contact with life becomes one big distraction for the five. And the fives are so sensitive to anything that's going to intrude on their concentration, intrude on their project for investigating life. They remove all of these distractions. They empty themselves out of their feelings, and they empty their life out of other people. They tend to, in a sense, risk living a rather diminished life because they've retracted so much energy, focused so much energy into this heady project of investigating and knowing life. And they believe that the only way to truly know things is to use the head center, that the head center is the only legitimate way to know things. Just like the four thinks that the heart center, the feelings, are the only authentic way to connect with other people. And so also it's this sense of detachment that gives the five this feeling that they are going to oppose any wise exposure. They don't want to bring themselves forward. They don't want to expose themselves to contact, which might end up depleting them of the time and the energy and the resources they need in order to get down to the truth of the matter. And as a result of all of this, fives can also disconnect themselves from their own wisdom, because of course it is our heart, it's our feelings, it's our body, it's our sensations, it's our contact with other people, our relationships, which provide the support that we need to fully experience life. It's like cutting off one sense of a source of information, because wisdom is earthy. At the end of the day, wisdom includes all of these sensations, includes all of these relationships. And so fives, in their quest to know the truth, end up mistaking speculative knowledge, end up mistaking this kind of airy, above-it-all, detached system that they've created for wisdom. Knowledge is not wisdom. Wisdom is alive and vital, and it comes into full contact with life. And that's what fives risk missing. And they risk going off into some very bizarre, isolated, sort of schizoid states where they totally have lost touch with anything in reality. Nevertheless, the fives also remind us of the power of knowledge, the way that knowledge can transform our life, transform other people, uplift the world. And fives also remind us that it's okay to be ourselves. Fives, because of their detaching from other people, tend to not care so much what other people think. And this is such a great message for so many of us, is to get into touch with that type 5, that sense of coming into an appreciation for our own privacy and an appreciation for ourselves, and to keep ourselves good company, and as a result not be so reliant on what other people think of us, not make that the driving force in our lives.